Yeah, we didn't saw each other for a long time. I wanted to see you at Olympia, but
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I knew you're gonna be after your competition in cheat mode, a celebration, and with people around you.
Well, more cheat than celebrate.
I mean, I know how you eat, so I
Yeah, I wanted to say, you know how it works, so you can understand.
remember 2015.
I
Oh,
just wanted to say it was so epic. I just remembered with your brother.
yeah,
That was so nice. That was so good.
that's so much food. Like I think we could feed the whole family for 2 weeks. Like,
Yeah, we went really crazy, I have to say. But hey, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I think it's normal when you did a long diet. So I always do that.
yeah, especially I know how your diet looks like, and you are suffering insane. Like you have no
Well,
problem.
it's not like suffering. I mean, we're choosing to do this, but it's like, I feel like if you diet properly, you just have to have some nice food after.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Let's start this way. Are you still on prep, or did you stop prepping? Because I knew you were like 5 weeks out before the shows.
No. It was 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's crazy times for all of us. I mean, and I have to say, I was when I stopped. I was also like, I was 1 week, like not really watching my diet and stuff. I mean, not like before, because at 3 weeks out, you know how your diet looks, like, and the cardio, like 2 or 3 hours a day and stuff. So I just slowed down a little bit, but I got back on track pretty much, like doing my cardio every day, doing my diet. At the moment I'm doing one cheat meal a week, probably, like, yeah, pretty much.
Julia,
Because I don't, sorry.
Julia cheat meal, like
Yeah, it's like, you know how it looks like. No, not too crazy, because I have to say also, you guys probably have the same. It's like, I have to do home workout. You too, right? Or you can go to a gym somewhere, or
we had a gym till a couple weeks days before, and the first gym, somebody told the police they needed to close.
yeah, I know the people are.
Same happened there too. So I have right now only stuff at home, and
Yeah, see, so it's pretty much the same. So I have to say, for me, it's kind of right now, my workout is different, because, we know, how long do we know each other already? Since a long time.
14.
Since pretty much the beginning, right?
So,
I think we started pretty much the same,
yeah, I think we
we're
prepped for the
competing.
won the nationals in Switzerland. I won it, so I think we started with the same prep.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
2014,
So 2013, right?
I think.
14. 14.
Yeah, it was 14. I think. When,
No, 13, because I was in Ohio once without you the first time,
uh,
I guess. No, I just wanted to say, so yeah, my training looks different now, because I used to, David Gym. So we used to train heavy there and stuff like this. That's what I like to do normally. Um, and I cannot train pretty heavy right now with my stuff at home. So I'm focusing on my abs, for example, stuff like this, stuff that I need to improve. But also I need to watch my diet, because I don't want to just get fat.
yeah.
So that's why I keep kind of prepping. Because I think no one really knows when stuff is going on again. And you were prepping too, right?
And I think right now the people with the strongest minds gonna end this year with the best Like imagine like the people who give up now, they are gone for 220. When you are staying on track and you are
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah.
6 weeks at the gym and you have your muscles back.
Yes, that's totally what I my opinion too. Like just kind of stay on track, stay motivated because it's what we love to do, and now we just have to. Yeah, circumstances are different, but for me, it's no reason to just give up because I have goals. Like I know you are the same. You have goals, and you always go for your goals. So you know what I mean. It's like yeah.
Like for me is like my routine is the most important thing in my life. Even now
I
without
know you're very structured.
even without I do everything in the same time. Like I do go for a walk same time. Even when I have the stuff at home now, I train still the same time
Yeah,
because
for me, pretty much too. Like you say, that this kind of structure which keeps you. So it's like the same in the morning right now. I'm not like thinking, oh, do I really want to do cardio? I just go and do it because that's kind of what. Yeah. So
like washing your
well,
you are not forgetting to wash your teeth. Like for me, it's
yeah, yeah. It's really
do 4 times a week cardio. I rather do 7 because then I have it in my system. Like I'm doing it.
yeah,
I don't need to think about it. For me,
yeah. It's the same. Yeah.
and when I skip a day, then the next day is even harder.
Well, I just take like I normally do. You know, like when I'm in prep, I usually don't take days off unless I really feel so exhausted that I feel like I need one. But right now, I pretty much have, uh, I'm just have been slowing down a little bit. So I have one day, which I just take off per week right now, like where I'm not training, where I just go do my cardio and probably go for a walk too or something like this. So,
I mean, you are not building any muscle right now, so why you should train every day? It doesn't make.
well, I don't agree totally on that you're not building well, let's say different. I feel like you're not going to gain like 10 kilograms of pure mass. That's true. But for me, what pretty so far pretty much works is like like how do you say, like defining a little bit some parts or weak parts. Like I said, for example, my weak part has always been my abs, my core. This is what I perfectly can work on right now because yeah,
And you have always problem to get your legs lean. It's not that
that's something too. What I'm working on now, I'm doing like like those hamstrings with more reps and stuff like this. It's just stuff which I, usually when I'm training I see it as a chance, let's say it like this, because usually when I'm training in the gym, I have my back day and my quads day and stuff like this. And I'm not like, I'm too exhausted to add a little bit of hamstrings. So now I'm just like doing a little bit of more of those hamstrings and glutes and, just try to work on my weak points. Yeah.
yeah, and like you said, and when the gym opens, I know how your upper body looks like. I mean, you have more shoulders than most men's physique have. Your body, like when you do a pump workout for your upper body, that's enough. When you start working out, that comes back. You can use.
Yeah, yeah. That's what you say. Yeah. It's like you just keep to, like you said, you just kind of keep the blood flow going on probably. And I totally feel the same. When you're back at the gym, it comes back. It's,
Yeah, I mean, I have at home now 105 dumbbell a pair. I have a bench.
oh, I'm pretty much jealous though. I cannot even tell you what I.
I mean, I can do with those squats standing. I can do
Yeah.
Romanian deadlifts. I can row. I have a bench where I can do incline, decline, flat bench. I can do like.
Wow, you're pretty. Yeah. So your home gyms. I'm jealous.
I
I'm
mean, I can.
But I was ordering. Huh?
But the problem is when you order online, it's not coming. You need to go pick up. Like I bought that from a guy. For every piece, we drove like an hour sometimes. Crazy.
It's just what I ordered right now. What I feel like I can do a lot with it. It's just like, it's like a tower where you can do dips and pull-ups. Yeah, it's just because I don't have too much weights. I had Kati was so generous to from David's gym to give us some of the weights we could pick up to take some home, but it's not that much, so I have to find my.
I didn't pick up like a hack squat or something.
Yeah, that was not like. Come on, it's not that.
You're a rack and you can squat the whole.
Yeah, but the problem is the plates. We need another plate. No, and also I feel like sometimes, I know you train very heavy too normally, which is nice. But I feel like it maybe is another chance to just give the body a little bit of rest, from all that heavyweight stuff, which is probably also not too bad, I feel.
Yeah, that's what I really love on you. You are like one of the hardest trainer I see. Like I see sometimes weights. Then I go to the gym, and when I'm doing it, I feel like Julia did that. I need to do at least one more plate. And then,
Well, but it's the same. I always, when I see videos or pictures of it, I'm always counting how many plates is it.
I go to even I do that with other people. I saw last time my brother did like 9 plates on hack squat. I went to the gym. I said to my gym partner, I need to do the 10. He said, why? I said, he did 9. I said, I need to do the 10.
Wait, but you 45 pounds, like each side, 5 or?
No, 10 each side. I did 9 reps.
That's not bad. I never did this, I have to say.
Like your squat is very strong. Like I saw you like squatting 5 plates each side.
Yeah, meanwhile with 5, I'm pretty like, it's always, how it is. If I have a spotter, it depends what kind of spotter. But you know him. I'm training a lot legs with Amr. You know him, right?
You don't compete anymore, right?
Huh?
You don't compete anymore.
No, at the moment he's not. No, he always says for him diet is too much.
Yeah.
He cannot.
Like
He
he's
has.
an example for I have the genetic, but I'm too lazy and I'm too like people from Middle
Yeah.
East. Some of them are like they don't want to sacrifice the food, but like
That's,
genetic, like the muscle belly, how round he looked, like he looked insane when he won the.
Amr, I always tell him it's ridiculous because that, like, he's not doing, crazy supplements and stuff. And I mean, he's watching his diet pretty much, but he has really good, like, how do you say? Yeah, genetics probably. Let's call it like this. But he always says, I can't. I need my food every once in a while. That's like hell for me. And yeah, so some people are like this.
Only genetic is not enough. So
No. I mean, I totally agree that genetic thing is can be part of it, but you have to put a lot of heavy ass work in it.
yeah, I had the interview with Nicholas, and he's the same. Like he's in 7 years competing, I didn't cheat any of my diet. Like not even a tablespoon more peanut butter or a nut. He said like since 7 years, and he said I see the food as tool. And that's what you need to see to be a champion. You don't need to like when you cheat, enjoy it, but otherwise it's only a tool.
It's like it's a lot of people which have which have problem with that. It's like you said, it's in the mind. But for me, it's too, like when you compete, like there's so much of work and money and everything, like. And if you're cheating on your diet, it's it's just, it comes back. And if you want to reach something, you cannot do this.
Yeah.
It's like,
At the end of the day, you are in a bikini or in trunks. You know,
that's the point. Yes.
It's not like soccer player. Oh, I'm bad, but my team is good, so I can still win a game. So
It's where, yeah, that's what's so unique about, I think we all agree on this. That's what so unique about this, but also like, it's impressive. Like if you, yeah, it's just you and you and you. It's no one else you can blame. Whether you do the work, whether you do the diet, whether you do the cardio, whatever it is, it's just depends on you. So
nobody
yeah.
can do the work. That's the.
Um,
Who is Stefan still your coach, or did you change?
Stefan?
Stefan.
Kinsel, you meant, from Austria? No, I had to change short before I won my pro card in Vegas. There was a few things, you know, I don't want to talk too much about it right now. He's a really nice coach, Stefan Kinsel. He's a great coach with great experience and a nice person. But yeah, it just, there were a few things, and I had a really nice coach helping me from Brazil, Gerson Plaisant, and he was working with me like 2 days before I stepped on stage, because there were a few things. I had a really, my diet was pretty hardcore. You know, a lot of girls have hardcore diets with 0 carb and hours of cardio and stuff. And he helped me then, 2 days before, and pretty much changed everything that I was used to do in all my competitions before. And I trusted him, and it went pretty well. So I keep work with him right now. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I thought it's some. I was also with you, I think, at the Arnold Classic Europe, and you looked good, and then on stage you didn't. I have the feeling sometimes went wrong at the end of your diet.
That was in Barcelona or something, right?
And you did, I think, fourth or something, and something again, like at the end, something didn't work out from your plan.
Yeah, it's like, but you know, it's like probably it's for you the same. You always learn out of your preps, and I had a few. I have to say, I did, I don't know, like 8 or 9 competitions, and few of them were good. Some were pretty good, and some were total shit. So, and I tried to, because I know that I always give my best, and sometimes things are just not working out in the end, or they haven't been working out, and but it never had been putting me down. I was always like, kind of, okay, let's do it better, try to learn out of it. Yeah. And it can be, you know how it is, the last few days can be very
yeah, it changed.
yeah.
You look 3 hours before good, and then on stage you look like shit.
Yes. I think we all went through this, probably. It's yeah, it's part of the game, I feel like. Yeah.
I know how you came to bodybuilding. I know you were a professional snowboarder, but tell the people who watch this, how did you came to bodybuilding, and how did you came to your pro card? Because it took a while, but you never gave up.
Yes, it took me a while. Like I said, it took me now 7 years, right? 6 or 7 years. Yeah, but I always had my goal in front of me, and I was never, it's like, I love training and I love what I do. I mean, a lot of people don't understand it, but you exactly know how it is. So and I just knew I want this, and I'm gonna go for it. And in the end, someone, I'm sure someone, if you have a good mindset and really are like open to work hard, someone it's going to pay off. That's always my mindset. And if it's not working right now, so you got to work harder. It's like, yeah. And I started bodybuilding. There is a few things coming together. Well, one thing was I was always fascinated by human anatomy and, you know, comics and superheroes and stuff like this. And but I didn't knew much about bodybuilding, of course. And that's funny because Lucas Weiler, you know him. I met him back then skiing. He was skiing too. And I was always fascinated that he's doing bodybuilding. And when I started to talk to him and stuff, he invited me to come see a show of him. And when I saw this, I was like, wow, I really want to try this too. But training, I started before at the gym because snowboarding, I pretty much broke everything what you can break, like, you know, hips and arms, and had knee surgery. And then I broke my back. And I had to do physiotherapy, and I went first time with physiotherapy to a gym because before I never was in a gym. I always thought it's kind of stupid. And then I was the first time in gym, and I kind of started to like it. And I was just training a little bit for myself and have fun. But when I was seeing the guys on the first competition where I went to watch, I was like, yeah, I really want to do this too.
That's the difference, like why the most people start now with competing than how you started. Like the most people now start because they see like, oh, Instagram fame, pictures, and like they see it like.
No, we didn't have Instagram back then.
I mean, now is it like that? Like
I know.
Like they don't do it because they love to train. They wanted the fame and you competed. Like it is not. They don't start because they want to see. They want to grow. They want to build a muscle. They love to train. So,
but but you know how it is. I mean, I know you are always training hardcore too. That's like, so I mean, to be honest, when you go in the gym and you go all the way, how many people do you see? I mean, not that everyone should do it, because of course it's not everyone wants to do it, but how many people do you see, even which are competing, you think like, wow, they are really training all in? It's like, it's rarely, unfortunately. And of course, a lot of young people, they just, like you said, they see the fame and all that. They think they become like models and I don't know what, you know, like fitness models and influencers and stuff like this. So they're like, oh, okay, let's go step on stage. And so it has, it's a bit different with this Instagram stuff going on. I think it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, like when now in that situation where we are, like people are so upset that the gyms are closed. I think like even when the gyms are open, you are still not working out.
That's the point. They are, yeah.
The gym, you are mostly on your phone. You're annoyed that you're at the gym, and now you buy equipment for at home. I mean, you are even not you're at the gym.
But I feel like it's like for a lot of these people, I mean, I'm not judging anyone. Also, when it comes to young people, I rather see them hanging around in the gym than somewhere, you know, on the streets or whatever, you know. But a lot of them, they're like, I think it's also a little bit of, it became kind of chic to be fit and to be in the gym. I think that's like why a lot of people love to, it's like
they have like,
I mean,
they have already their shaker bottle, their weight belt customized, weightlifting shoes, like different kind of stuff for that thing. But then they go to the gym and they do like free sets, and I say, bro, you wasted your money. Like go yoga, like. the thing is, my opinion is, would I go work for no money? Would you work for no money? No. So why are you going to the gym and do no progress? That's like a kind of a wasting of time. Like, I don't want to be mean to people, but when
No, I know exactly what you mean, but I'm sure, and I'm not like I said, I'm not judging anyone or something, but there's different kind of peoples and people, and I really think like one part of it is just like they think it's cool to be hardcore and in the gym and stuff, but to really put in that work, that's another story. But yeah,
spend more money for supplements, and then you say, look, I can help you
easy, yeah.
coaching and stuff. Oh, but that's so much money. But you spend like $100 for protein powder and for
I know.
for BCAs.
Everything.
And then when you give them help, oh, that's so much money. I can't pay that.
Yeah, I know. I totally agree. But that's the business. That's like, and still a lot of people, they are searching for that magic powder or, like pill or whatever to just look fucking insane in like probably 1 week with no fat, gaining 10 pounds of muscle. And that's like, yeah, what I think a lot of people still are searching for, but you will never find.
That's one of the reasons. I never promote my personal training or coaching. That's why.
You should. I was like, I mean, the difference.
That's the problem. I don't want to attract people exact like that. I'm a person, I write people like, do you want it? You look like you have potential. But people who want something, they are coming to me. I don't want to attract people. I did in the past like hundreds of plans, and after a week they disappear. I know it's
Yeah, I can feel you there. I mean,
I do it not only for money. I'm not getting rich for a meal plan, but it calms my nerves.
It's totally, I can feel you there. I mean, I'm doing coaching too, like always with some athletes or some, but it's like totally the same. I'm not advertising it big because this is my passion. This is my heartbeat, and I'm not willing to work with someone and just kicking ass all day and excuses and stuff. I love to work with people which I feel like they are really into it. That's amazing. But yeah, I can feel you.
Yeah, like I hate like you will send them a meal plan and already when do I have the first cheat meal? When do I even don't know how your body reacts.
Yeah.
Talk about cheat meal, like
Yeah, I know.
oh, how can I eat but I want to be lean? I said you can't spend money and save money. That's not possible. Like,
Yeah, that's the old discussion. Yeah.
like you can't do both together.
But yeah, but that's another thing. I mean, that's another point. I mean, like people think like you always look the same, and it's like that's like how it is when you go to the gym, when you go all the way in, you look like shit. It's like, so it's not always that glamour and glitter from stage and the crazy abs and all that stuff. It's like yeah, but
I did last 2 years big off season since long time. Before I was always shredded and I
was so amazed when I saw that you changed first of all to bodybuilding.
Oh yeah.
And then you really made some crazy progress, because I remember I know we have those pictures from 2015. That was right where we made backstage pictures at the Arnold's.
That was their 180 or 185. Now I am like 220.
Yeah, we were pretty much the same weight. Probably. How much do you weigh right now?
I'm now stage weight 220, so that's like 35 pounds more.
Yeah. So yeah, I was really. It was nice to see that you are going all the way in now. It's cool.
Yeah, but like I needed to. I think my wife helped me a lot with that. Like I started to give a shit how I look in off season. Like
But that's the point. Yeah, yeah.
at some point, she needed to help me to put my shoes on. Imagine I couldn't bend over.
Oh, I know all these stories.
270 pounds. I started by 212. So that's like 60 pounds. And I couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
I,
yeah. It's
I woke up in the night and threw up. But people don't see that. Like they see, oh, you did so much.
but you also have to say for you. I mean, that's why it was always dangerous for me to eat with you, because you are probably more of a heart gainer, right?
No, when I'm honest, I was really fat till 19. So I gained a lot of.
Yeah, true. You was, yeah, that's true. I forgot about this.
I have a big stomach. Like I can eat like insane. Sunday, Brian Sean's diet. I don't know if you saw the video.
Yeah, I just saw it.
30,000 calories clean, so no cheat. Like it was.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. There's a big ass difference in between how you put the calories in. If it's like really clean food or if it's just, like the easy sugar way. So that's
Was horrible. Like I think
yeah.
I'm not gonna eat again beef. Like he has literally cooked 12-ounce beef in every meal, and
That's crazy.
6 times a day. That's like uncooked 10 pounds meat.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's really crazy.
Like
Yeah.
that was horrible. Like I'm not gonna do that anymore.
But it's like, yeah, but you know that a little bit. I'm sure you had those times too, like when you're off season and trying gaining weight. I can remember so many times when I was watching for example, yeah, Lucas back then, sitting, and I
Oh,
was always,
like
I cannot
oh,
just,
I had sometimes literally close to tears in my eyes. I couldn't eat anymore. Like you put food in you, and it's like, no, I don't want it. Like, but you can't start eat shit because then you look even worse.
yeah, it's a difference. It's a difference.
To clean, eat a lot of food. People don't realize how much food it is. Like when you say 5,000 calories, even 5,000 calories clean is a lot of food.
Yeah, if you put it in clean,
Yeah,
it's a difference.
with rice and chicken,
Difference.
that's a lot of food.
But it's funny because, like, I think most of the women, I mean, even me, I cannot do, or maybe it's, I don't know, but for me, for example, I cannot do like crazy off seasons. I have no problem with gaining pretty much. I just need to watch that I'm not getting fat. That's what's happening pretty easy. So I sometimes when someone, like the heavyweights and stuff, when they struggle to eat, I always watch and think myself like, how can you not be amazed about eating this rice? I cannot understand it. Because I never did like an off season or something where I had to really push food or push myself to eat food. But it's another story, of course, if you want to, yeah, if you are 2020, not 220.
The same with in prep. You think like, oh, I want to eat more rice, and then you're in off season. You don't want to eat more rice. You want to eat the shit food. You want to.
Yeah, but I never had a situation where I was, oh, I cannot eat this rice.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like. But it's a difference. It's a difference.
Like
Huh?
I know how you fast grow. Like I saw you in off season. Sometimes your legs are bigger than the most other bodybuilders. You gain so fast.
Yeah, that's something I also had to like figure out over the years, because my first competitions I just became too fat after the competitions, when it always had me a hard time to get back in shape. It was always like hard to improve because crazy diet and then getting too fat. So that's something what I figured out like in the past few years, how to deal in between the competitions, because if you just let yourself go, you're not doing yourself a favor. And it's a lot of women, I know that from a lot of women, that it just happened fast.
Yeah, and it's hard also when you're together with a bodybuilder and he eats.
Yes.
And like I know you were together with Lucas years before. I know Lucas how he eats after off season. He eats.
Yeah, that's where I you know, like, yeah, that's the point. If you are, but also with you, if you are too much together with heavyweight or someone with a good, you know, like eat, yeah, it's dangerous.
But I'm glad you found now a way to stay, you know, and stick with your coach, and I mean, stay on track, and I mean, don't lose the. At some point, the pro show is gonna come back, and then you.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, that's my mindset at the moment. I just see it as chance to improve. And like you said, you know, the people which are complaining, oh, I need a gym and blah blah blah. I mean, come on, even you know it too. We're training heavy normally, but I even me, I think like I can also really improve without those weights at the moment.
Yeah,
Or unless, yeah, you can always work on something, posing, whatever. I don't know.
that's the problem, you know. When you complain, it doesn't make it better.
No, I think it's a mindset. If you just like negative and complain, uh, probably makes it worse. I think like.
I have a question. How was your family when they found out you do bodybuilding? Like when they saw pictures you on stage. I my family, they are never supportive, and they are like they see bodybuilding as the worst sport in the world. How was your?
But
They understand what you do, or
but unless your brother was pretty supportive always, right?
he is a open mind, but my parents though still
Yeah.
call me and say, "Why are you doing that?" Like after 7 years or 8 years, you know, they're never gonna understand.
Um, I had different reactions. Like for example, um, my my father, my dad, he was shocked. He was like, you know, it's like the old story, like Swiss family, you know, like you know it. So, and he was like, that's absolutely ridiculous. And he also always said, I will never come to see a show. He didn't accept this, and so I pretty much broke up contacts with him because of this. Because for me, it's like that's what I love to do. That's who I am. And if you don't accept this, yeah.
Is your family 100% Swiss, or I thought your family lives in America? Some
No, I wish. No. And my sister and my mom, they were always supportive. And that's for me, that's what makes the difference in between real love, talking family, real love, or just not. Because they always, it's not like they think, oh, it's just amazing. But they always said, if it's what you love, yeah, it's nice. And they both also went to go to shows with me, and they're pretty supportive, which I'm pretty happy for.
Do you think it's harder for your dad because maybe you are? I mean, it's like in our world, to be a woman and have a lot of muscles is not always welcome.
Yes, it's definitely because when it comes to, I don't know if it's everywhere the same. I feel like Americans are a bit more open-minded, but I'm not sure if it's true. I just know here in Switzerland, for example, it's pretty much a no-go, especially if you are in certain, you know, like how do you say,
In public.
social, in certain social groups, it's like, it's just a super no-go. And it's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, you know, like they tend to put you in this, how do you say,
Like do you have muscles or like?
yes. And it's like it's totally, it's like they make you feel like you're a criminal. That's that's what's up here pretty much, I sometimes feel. So it's really, especially, I mean, I'm not doing figure, you know, or something like this, because, like, for example, a bikini or a figure girl, it's a lot of people are like, oh, it's a little bit too much muscle, but it looks nice. And when it comes to bigger girls, like physique or bodybuilding, people are like, a lot of people are like, oh, that's horrible, because it's just not like fitting in the social norms, pretty much, I guess. And I think it has also to do with this gender question a little bit.
But I think also it's where you live. Like in Switzerland, even bodybuilders are not welcome. Like I remember, like it is.
Yeah.
Like they look at you like a stupid pumper. You know, it's not.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the point.
In America, they know that's your job. You do that, and they really see the hard work behind it.
Yeah, that's the difference. What I feel too when when I'm in America. I mean, I said I'm now living there, unfortunately, but when I'm there, I feel like people are like, you know, they come in the supermarket and they come like, wow, that looks nice, and a lot of work and stuff, which would never happen here. It's more like stuff like this, you know, people are talking. So it's just kind of different, I feel. It's not really open-minded here, mostly.
Does those comments hurt you sometimes, like when people talk about like family, friends, or the public, like when they say, "Why are you looking like that?" Or
Well, I have to say, when I started, like, it really hurt me, and I was like, I struggled probably the first 2 or 3 years when I was competing. I struggled with it, um, like also, you know, questioning myself and stuff like this. And it was hard sometimes. But meanwhile, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I don't give a shit.
because
Yeah, because
you get a lot of comments, like even Instagram, like private messages and
yeah,
comments.
yeah,
Why are you
yeah.
like that? And I can imagine, like it is shitty, you know, like it's your job and you love to do it. Like why people need to judge? Like I could judge why are you fucking skinny, but I don't.
Yeah, it's the same. But you know, like what I found out over the years is that strong people, because I met a lot of strong and good people. Meanwhile, you know, like uh, not only from the sport, but which are supportive, and I think it's nice and stuff. And mostly the people which are feeling the urge to drop negative comments is really, really people which have pretty low, how do you say, self-confidence themselves, or because when I found out, there's a lot of good people, really good people, which don't need to drop negative comments. So yeah, the negativity is mostly, it can hurt, I know that, but you cannot take it as it comes, because those people are mostly not the ones which are like,
You don't need those people around you, you know.
it's mostly not the people which personalize greatness, you know. So yeah.
So what would you? That's an important question. Like, there's a lot of girls they want to start doing bodybuilding, or they are. What would advice would you give them how to overcome that feeling to feel like shit when people act like that?
Well, it's just like, um, you know, it depends what, if you like we said, if you want to just step on stage and be a bikini girl, or you really want to go all the way doing bodybuilding and gain a lot of muscle, because I always say I can guarantee you that these comments will come, but you just, yeah, remind yourself that you're not like that. Those people which feel the urge to say negative things are not the light bulbs themselves. It's like, so you just, it's hard to explain. You just need to learn to not care about this, because for me, rule number one, as long as you're not hurting anyone or you're not doing like something bad against someone with, so you are free to do whatever you want. So, and you're living once. You have one life, so just go for what you feel like. That's because for me it was always the thought of thinking back and thinking myself, oh, what would have been if, or oh, I would have been loved to try this and stuff like this. That's for me wasted time.
Right,
I mean, you know how it is. You are the same. That's why I always was. I really love how you live your life, because it was so nice. You just told me, yeah, I'm going to America now. And I was like, what?
Everybody, no, don't do it. How can you leave your family back? I said, I mean, that's what makes me happy. What's the problem?
Yeah, so you know what it is about, just living your life, because so many people are caught in this, just, I mean, everyone I'm not judging anyone, but yeah, that's what I say. I mean, it's not easy to be a bodybuilder. You know how it is. If we're talking about, because a lot of girls, or also men, but he was talking about girls, have this wrong idea about becoming a fitness superstar or whatever, highly paid supermodel. I don't know. But that's rarely the case. And before you get somewhere, you gotta put in a lot of work. So do it. It's it's a wonderful sport, but you have to be willing to put work in. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of girls are watching it, and like that's why I ask. I'm sure it is very hard to be like when you're a guy and you're a bodybuilder. I don't think that's a big problem, especially in America. But I think when you are a female and you have muscle, you intimidate people. You know, people
Yeah.
not confident enough, they are
Yeah.
gonna attack you. So I want.
It's just one thing. Like mostly, when this happens, I always, and what I reflect on myself is always. So if there's coming negativity, sorry, your way, you kind of need to analyze it. Is this person standing alone, like with high-hold head in front of you and telling you that you look like shit? Probably not. Probably he's in a group, like with some, I don't know, a group of some super brains, or he's hiding behind the internet. So that's what I want to say. It's not the people which are like great people in this world. It's mostly people which are pretty much inconfident themselves, or jealous, or I don't know. Men are also, some of the men are intimidated, yes, by strong women. It just doesn't suit this gender role, kind of. And I think like a lot of people, they are, yeah, they just cannot handle this. And yeah, but it's I know it hurts, but you gotta learn to, if you really want to do this, you need to learn to let go. Like,
Now another question, maybe a little bit funnier. I mean, from all so many negativity questions, you have at least the same amount also messages from creepy people. First of all, what was the creepiest message you get from a guy? Creepiest request, no filter. You can tell me.
okay, well, I need to think about this, because I
Of,
just want to say what.
I'm sure there's a lot of creepy people and creepy men.
Yeah, but I just want to say something first at all. When we talk about creepy people, I have to say I appreciate every single fan of female bodybuilding, because that's what we need. I mean, some of them are a little bit weird, I know, and I totally get that, but I have to say that what we are doing, female bodybuilding, is an extreme. So you have to deal with also people reacting to it with an extreme mind, which, you know what I mean? It's like, you're not a normal woman, which is just dealing with normal. So it's nothing wrong about, I want to say, I'm not judging about those creeps. I think you can still be treating them with respect. But of course, some are like go a bit too far, and I let them know, okay, this is not, I'm not, you know, like what I say. So the creepiest, oh, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, which, and I got used to. I need to think about this. If I have something in mind, what's the creepiest?
Or creepy generally, or funny, like it doesn't need to be the most, but something comes in your mind.
I mean, I was just, when I first got these comments, I was like, whoa, what is going on? And now I got kind of used to. But I mean, you know, like,
I can tell you what people sometimes text me. So like, with creepy, I mean like when people want that I go work out with my underwear and send them underwear.
I have that too, but that's not the creepy.
I think that kind of people, not somebody I like your muscle. That's not creepy.
No, that's what I'm thinking about. I mean, that the underwear story, to be honest, is already, I got already used to it. But you know, I also have like, sometimes I have like messages which is really about like someone really want me to hurt them. You know what I mean? I mean, and this is then in the direction where I think like, oh wow, okay, that's kind of crazy, because a lot of guys like to, I would like to experience the strength of a strong women and stuff, which is, but sometimes there is like, it's not so often, but it comes that it's really like, I want you to hit me, or, you know, like, hit me KO and stuff like this. Just really, they want to get hurt. I don't know if this is the creepiest, or what else. Tell me another. Probably we have the same message going on.
I get it. Like, I'm sure you would do a lot of money when you would do like dominate people. I think that's a fantasy of the guys because you are muscular, you look strong. I think that's something like even not creepy. That's like something with the.
No, that's not. Yeah, that's not these regular like the strength and showing strength. That's not creepy to me.
Question. Would you ever, let's say you have a lifetime opportunity to have your dream and you have no money and you have no other chance, would you ever do something like that?
Something which is against my rules, never, because I could do a lot of money with things which, I mean, I can tell it. I mean, you can do, you get a lot of requests to have, for example, sex with people and stuff like this. But and I'm not talking, I don't want to go too deep in this because there's people doing it, some don't. So I'm not judging anyone, but I have my my limits. I mean, I do meet fans. Like I said, I appreciate them, and I have a lot of fans which I go and sometimes take a coffee or something. But always on a, they know exactly which is the level. I'm not going beyond my my own limits because I'm doing this for myself. So yeah, it's like. And I think, yeah, like, yeah, I have my limits, which I would not overpass.
So I have another question. Would you like, when you have two options, to be to win the Olympia in bikini, or you're going to win a pro show as a woman's physique?
What again?
You're never going to win a women's pro physique show, or you would be Olympia in bikini.
Listen, my dear Conor, I will never ever, even in 100 years, be able to win a bikini Olympia because that's not me. I would never, no. So I take the not winning. I would stay for a loser. And I'm not judging the bikinis. I think like I have a lot of friends which are bikinis too, but it's just something different. And I I need my heavy train because I do this because I love the training, first of all. And it wouldn't make me happy. I would get depressive just doing something because it's not the same and this is not what I love, you know? It's just different. So I would take the loser.
Because I want to see how much you love it, you know? It's not about to winning a title. You are doing it because you love it.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
why I would also, I was a men's physique, but I wouldn't do that anymore because I love way too much to grow and to eat.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I know that you are the same. Like we have pretty much the mindset the same. So that's why I was so amazed when I saw that you're going all in now.
So I have a couple of small questions. What I wondering, do you, what's your personal best at the gym for squats, deadlifts, general?
Well, first of all, I have to say I rarely do almost never do one rep max. Do you did like to just to see every
No.
once in a while?
What's like impressive, the most impressive lift?
Yeah, so like I said, squats. I'm like uh, when I have a good spotter, I can only train with a few people. You know how it is because a lot of spotter they just grab you down. If you have a good spotter, I'm good with what is it? How much is it? 485 something for 4 or 5 reps.
That's a lot.
I also did more already, but it's not like, yeah, it's not the same.
Not a good form.
No,
But
but
that,
I'm working on it when I get the gym. And deadlifts, I have to say, I rarely do deadlifts. I do a lot of Romanian deadlifts for the hamstrings. But for the back, I more do like T rows and bent over rows, stuff like this. But I was like, do you know Daniele Paoli, the power lifters? They used to train in the Davids too. So I was a few times training with him and, you know, Mario Remy?
yeah, he's strong.
And he's doing bodybuilding too now. He's like a talent we have in Switzerland right now. He's probably one of the only one which is going for bodybuilding. So I think I was once try a deadlift with Daniele. I think it was like 220 kilograms, pretty much the same as the squats, I guess.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but it was just one rep. So, and bench is also something I rarely do. Bar, how do you say, barbell benching because I have a little bit. I need to watch. I rather do isolated things because of the delts, the feeling. But I think I'm pretty good when I'm off season and in full force. It's like 3 plates. What is it? 130 kilograms. How much is that?
That's like, I would say like 300 pounds, close to.
Yeah, probably something like this. I don't know.
I saw your video how you do T-bar rows, like 8 plates. You watch
Yeah.
videos, huh?
But there's also, you know, like there's also the thing. I mean, do you also get bad comments when you lift heavy?
Yeah, and no, I hate when people watch your video to find something you do not correct.
You know, the funny thing is just like you too, like you're now, I mean, and I saw your videos with the trainees, you have really good, it looked really nice. Like, and that's what I'm saying, you know, you're doing this for a few years now too, and you're developing yourself a feeling for your body. So, and it's just funny when someone comes, a random person, which probably trains, like sometimes on the pictures you see that they are not like too trained or something. And I come and just say something about your training, because when I lift heavy, I always know what I do. I mean, I had a broken back, and I never felt better than right now. So you know what I'm talking about. I mean, if you know, like, where and how do you need to feel it, you can also handle weights. And yeah, but it's funny. A lot of people, like you said, that just...
That's the worst. Like every time when I post a video, and I need to write sometimes down, like you do, like, let's say you do squats on the Smith machine, but you do it for your quads because your quads day.
Yes. People don't get this. They're always ass to grass.
Yeah, and then I write always, it is quad dominant, that exercise.
Yeah.
Doing ass to grass. And
But that, yeah.
with 6 plates, like my back,
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt myself. I want to stimulate my muscle.
Yes. But that's like I said. I mean, it takes a little bit of knowledge to even get to realize what you're doing, and those negative comments about the weights is mostly is mostly because they just don't know.
Some muscles you need to really train heavy. I had always good back, and I feel my back grows only when I take insane amounts of weight.
For me, it's the same. Yeah.
I need to do T-bar rows with 7-8 plates, otherwise I don't feel sore. Or when I do rows and I don't take 3-4 plates each side, my back is not growing. I'm only practicing.
Yeah.
It's like reflex. When I don't train 2 hours, they are not growing. I need at least 30 sets. Like people who train with me, they go home like after a half hour, and they are so. I need those 2 hours. Otherwise, they are not growing.
Yeah, it's definitely the same for me too. Like I said, we're both doing this for a few years now, and you develop a feeling for it. And for me, it's the same. For example, back and legs. That's the two things. But it's also delts, for example. I need to train them heavy. It's just like, and if I'm not training, I mean, of course, I'm changing a little bit, and I'm doing. I work with a lot of supersets and drop sets. That's what works best for me. Just go a really heavy ass one, just to destroy the fibers. And then I go and work with the blood flow, with supersets and drop sets and stuff like that. That's what works best for me. So it's the same. Yeah. And a lot of people, they really don't know what leg training is. I'm sorry, but it's true.
I mean, it is very easy. You want to destroy the muscle, like you want to break down the muscle tissue. Yeah. How are you doing that? With overload? And that's why I do the same. Like we do mostly, I choose a warm-up exercise and then a heavy compound. Up to my heaviest. We do an insane set, like the set like destroys you completely. Like something we did last time, from 8 plates hex squat each side, dropped till 1. So you were after that set,
you're dead after, yes.
And then you go to the next exercise is only pump. You do like leg press with 20 reps.
Yeah.
You go down with the intensity, but you go with, the important thing is you can't skip the heavy, intense exercise, but do only pump. Then it doesn't work.
Yeah, me neither. What I had to switch up a little bit is just like the last few weeks before a competition. I go a little bit down. I'm not going down with the weight, but a little bit with, because let me explain. Probably have the same. When I have, for example, less carbs, I can do 1 or 2 of those heavy sets, but afterwards it's kind of finished, and I just feel my joints and no longer my muscle. So I'm not going down with the weight, but I'm not doing as many heavy. How do you say?
Heavy sets.
Yes, because just after a while I feel like it's kind of empty, and then I start to work with the blood flow and the reps and stuff like this.
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks out, you also don't need to gain any muscle, so it's
Yeah, that's the point. That's what I'm saying. So, but
that's also like something wrong. Like, what did I don't know how if you had that. Coaches in Europe work different than in America. Like in America, they let you work out till close to the a day before. I learned in Europe, like coaches that I had in Europe, they didn't let me train heavy the past whole week. Since I came to America, they let me train till first day, like heavy. And I don't agree with that, but I'm still doing it because it's my coach. I have the feeling you need to give them at least 5 days on pump to recover. What is your opinion? How are you guys working?
For me, well, you guys, it's like I don't know about the difference in general about America and Europe. It's so many different sides on it. But for me, what I feel, and when it comes to train, I need a coach for the things like salt and water and carb up and stuff like this. But the training, I'm always, I need to feel it. And for me, I could never like just go the last week half-ass. I will always go all in. I mean, of course, like I said, for example, for me, the last week, the workouts are shorter because after a while, I just don't get don't get any pump. So I let it be, but I still work as heavy as I can always. And I had good experience with this so far in terms of keeping the volume in my upper body. My legs are another story. I need my legs are a whole. That's with a lot of women. The legs are kind of a chapter itself. It's but we're getting there.
When I train too heavy my last week, my body is too much in stress. I'm holding more water.
But to be honest, I also really think you need to make a difference in between, like, as you are heavyweight right now and a woman. I mean, the amount which are you probably going to carb up and the amount you carb up, like I do carb up, or most of the women, is, I mean, how much carbs do you have? How many days do you usually carb up? Like 2 or 3?
I'm very sensitive on carbs, so I am not lucky in that. Like we start sometimes.
Really?
We start 24 hours before. I have sometimes 300-400.
Really?
I'm very like I look very good with not a lot of carbs. Like my body is very can utilize carbs very good. Like my body hates fats. When I eat little bit,
I cannot do. Yeah, me too. I cannot eat fat. It's like
everything carbs I can eat all day long. Like that's why like with 400-gram carbs I look already good. I don't want to spill over on my stomach. I have
yes, yeah.
stomach. So we tried.
That's why I never do crazy carb ups too. But I'm good with around. I mean, last time I even had. That's why I was astounded how many carbs I had. But it only works when I have a really hard ass time before, like really sucking everything out of my body, and then coming back in with the carbs. Because if I'm doing half-ass diet or half-ass training and stuff like this, my body makes
depleted.
Yes, because I know for a lot of people it also works if they go on a competition without a carb depleting, which works for some people pretty good. For me, this is
I think 10 days, and like 8th or 9th day, I stopped seeing really like.
Yeah, I know.
percent, and like I was in the car, she was talking to me, I didn't hear. Like I was so depleted, like I didn't know what I'm doing. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it gets crazy. That's really a sign when you start like.
It was July, and I was sleeping with a blanket, like by.
Yeah, that's that's pretty depleted. Yes.
You have a blanket in Florida, then you are depleted. Like still now, I'm because we have 90 degrees and I can't even turn the air conditioner on.
Of course, it's warm there.
Oh yeah, we have 90 degrees. You could go literally on beach, but the beach wouldn't be closed.
Yeah, it's crazy time right now.
Yeah.
It's really crazy.
What's your favorite cheat meal?
That's so hard to say. Look, in general, I would go for sushi, but it has to be a good sushi. The thing is, you know, all the classic junk food is nice every once in a while, but mostly when I'm done with like you talk cheat meal in general or after competition? No, in general, right? Yeah, I think I will have to go for sushi because it doesn't make me feel, because I really started to feel just really bad if I just eat crap. I mean, of course I love a burger every once in a while. I don't wanna sound, you know, like I don't like burger. I love a burger, for example. I love burgers. Burgers and sushi.
You feel better with sushi. I'm the same.
Yeah. I have to say, for example, a burger is good too. Burger is not that bad. But when it comes to too much like of this processed food, I really feel bad. Like a good burger is totally fine too, but I cannot have too much of that processed stuff that makes me feel.
Food, like fatty food, like my stomach gets so upset. I can eat one donut and I have like stomach ache because I never eat fried food since years.
Well, yeah,
I really like shit. Like, and like especially in that prep, my stomach was getting so small. I had sometimes one burger and fries, and I had a pain.
Yeah, it's getting really used to it. Yes. So yeah, and I think that's something which it has changed a lot over the years for me. Like I remember after my first competitions or in like there, I was just like craving every shit possible. And right now, because I was on that point so many times, and you eat it and then you feel bad, like not in the head. I'm just talking really about like stomach and stuff.
Also, your mind changed because, like, let's be honest. Now you are a professional, and
Yes,
looking at you, and I mean, have a name. Like I see videos and stuff from you, and you don't want to be. You feel like you are doing that now, professional, and your job.
yes. I want to honor. Yeah, I want to also like honor what I'm doing, of course. And I love it. So it's kind of, you know, if you go too crazy on this whole stuff, and it gets kind of in your mind, and you know, like junk food and cheat meals and stuff. What works pretty good for me. I rarely do cheat meals when I'm prepping because I need. For me, it's always tough to get down, to shred it down. But what works really good is like being inventive. How do you say inventive? With foods, like I bake my own like stuff when I can have like a cheat or something, but you know, like with just protein, and so you know, like just I'm searching alternatives.
Yeah.
Like yeah, and that's what works pretty good for me. So
for you, like I had a really big food disorder a very long time.
I know, yeah, you told me.
My wife, I had really big food disorder. Like literally, I bought stuff and went home and flushed it down, and like it was so bad. Like I ate something small by my aunt and went home and did cardio 2 hours. Like I had so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever have food disorder?
No, I have to say, not directly, but to be honest, I think everyone which is doing the sport, I'm pretty sure about it. Everyone which is caught or doing this sport for not just for a season or something, has to deal with stuff like this. I'm pretty sure, because if you are like doing a proper diet, you get to a point where, you know, the cravings of your body and just the cravings of your mind, it gets a really big mix. So I felt like that's what I had after my first 3 years competing was dangerously close to a food disorder. Like when it comes to, you know, like even in off season, you know, like 3 days of eating nothing and just doing cardio, and then I didn't have power to do my workout, you know, like because and I was too depressed to enjoy my workout. So I went through this too, but I kind of found myself and yeah. So right now I'm good.
That, like, like a good example is Lucas. I thought always he is like, I bet he had never like a food disorder or something. And in my case, it was like I have the feeling more small people like man's physique and stuff, people like that, they have it more because they want to stay lean. Like I was.
Yeah, but you know, the thing also is like, for example, that's what I was talking about. When you know, like when I started the sport, I was together with Lucas, for example, and he was like, how much did he weigh off season already? 130 kilograms or something. So what I want to say, okay, we did a competition. I was heavy ass dieting, hours of cardio. So after competition, like enjoying food together, having fun together, eating another day. So a guy like Lucas, he can do this for 4 or 5 or 6 weeks, and he still looks very good. So that's the difference. What I had to learn, like to like.
That is like I lose my six pack after 2 days eating what I want. And like I gain a lot of fat around like places like that because I was fat before. So I
But
really
that's
in my diet. Like I can have one insane meal. I need to go back next day. Otherwise I'm gaining fat on places I don't want to gain fat.
well for me it's too. When I'm like when I'm well, I can go pretty much a week without like a week with just like enjoying, you know, like not going crazy, like ridiculous crazy, but just like enjoying good food and stuff. But after the week, I really need to go back too, because otherwise I'm, yes, getting fat.
Like you said before, then you have again a lot of work for next season, you know?
It's just, yeah, and it's just like, but like I said, it's kind of a finding process. And when you start, you compete, you're doing this, and you probably don't know if it's what you want and stuff. So you also, and then you get to a point where where you have goals and you want to achieve those goals, and everything which is going crazy, like like not watching diet at all and stuff. It's just like,
And I'm honest, that
I think that's, sorry.
that's what I love. Like the reason why I do bodybuilding is I like to have a plan. I like to do certain things like how that's why I have no problem to go next day after competition to my food pack.
I know you were always really crazy about this. That's true.
Like I like to know I can eat a whole day what I want, but I like the next day, oh, I have my oats in the morning, and like you're even excited about oats after a prep.
Yeah,
So,
if you have oats.
and then
No, but
mostly like I want to go back to my off-season plan. I'm never a person like I don't I can say I think I never had more than a cheat day in my whole career.
yeah, I know you have always been very strict with doing cardio after competitions and stuff. But for me, it's the same. I, I usually I enjoy some time off, because when I'm prepping, I'm really going to the limits. I mean, I'm not complaining. I love to do it, and I love to go to the limits. But like I said, I'm taking no days off. Mostly it's 2 or 3 hours cardio a day. So I enjoy really after competition. I would lie if I would say it's not so, but I enjoy to have a few days off, like not doing cardio for a week or something. But after that, I'm going back to, I never do no cardio, for example, or stuff like this, because yeah, it's what we're used to.
You are like way more professional than like in the beginning, and that's good, you know.
Yes. I mean, you have to develop.
So,
Yeah.
what are your plans now for 220? So you want to wait till everything comes back and then start your prep again? Is that the game plan?
Well, the game plan is pretty much we have to be flexible, totally flexible. And I just, like I said, I was after I stopped the prep, I was slowing down for these 2 weeks, and now I'm pretty much back on track. I mean, I cannot train like I used to, but I feel like I still can improve. So I try to keep prepping, kind of, just to be, when gyms are back open and competitions are back on the map, then I'm just
Maybe
close to my goals. I'm not like somewhere far away.
maybe Tampa Pro, then you can visit us.
Actually, that's on the map. Yes.
When they open in June the gyms, you can be ready. That's not the problem.
No, that's what I'm saying. You know, for me, especially for me, what's the biggest part, anyways, is to stay in shape, kind of. Because also in my division right now, I can easily lose, like even 4 or 5 kilograms of muscle and still be good. But like you also said, I just need that conditioning, which is important for me.
When your legs are gonna get grainy, you're gonna win shows. Like your back,
Oh,
your back is so on point. Your chest, your back, your shoulders, your arms. I'm only honest. Like I'm no filter, you know. I think what makes you weak is that your legs always takes way longer.
definitely. That's why I told you. For me, it's not like, oh my gosh, my season is destroyed, because like my back, my glutes and my hamstrings, I can perfectly work on them without, yeah, and also my abs. I need to watch my core too. So I have good points to work on to be ready when.
I see you did hiking and stuff. I mean, that stuff helps. I
See?
hand.
Yeah, like hiking, or I have these stairs in the woods where I do sprints up and down. That's perfect for me. So,
How is the situation with your sponsors? Do you have any sponsors right now?
well, I'm really thankful. I have since the beginning, Norma and Randy from Bilbo Sportswear. They are doing my amazing bikinis. I know you are wearing like pants, but when you know what a bikini costs, I'm beyond thankful. Like that they are always they have always supported me. That's really a blessing. Next to this, I don't have a sponsor. No.
Get a sponsor. You deserve it, really. Like,
Oh, thank you so much.
see that video and want to sponsor you, they need more support. Like,
Thank you so much. I really appreciate.
also you need to start something. Like, that sport is not forever. I told that already to Nicholas.
Yes, definitely.
Something for your branding, I told him he wears always those Vans shoes. I said, why are you not producing your own brand in Turkey? Put some Swiss pocket, some logo, and sell your
Yeah.
people will buy it. So, like, do you plan to do anything like that? The merchandise about you?
Yes, absolutely. I'm. My background is fashion design. It's like it always runs through my veins. I love it. It's like it's a big passion of me, and it will always be so. I'm right now like working a little bit also as I'm in this lockdown. First of all, on my website, I'm working on bringing this together, the fashion and the sport. That's what my goal is when it comes to this. To just
You could do those designer belts that you do for Jay.
Well, the thing is, they are. I just feel like there's a lot of belts out there at the moment, and you
Okay.
know,
Like
sorry, I didn't understand.
that out there, you know?
Yeah, but I just have to say the belts like I do like is like with because that's where I'm coming from. I used to work with exotic skins, so these belts are made of python skins and stuff like this. So it's pretty expensive. I would have to crush it down, or how do you say?
Oh, like to find a cheaper version.
Yeah, that's. But like I said, I'm trying to combining this right now. Probably I will start off with some more basic stuff because for the leather, I'm when it comes to I'm an all-in person. So if I'm doing leather, because that's my origin, like leather design, I cannot do things which are just tall for bad quality and stuff. So I really would need to find a way to bringing down the price of those things.
Even when they are like $200, there's people who won't buy nice stuff, you know, and
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about right now. Like they are like this. It's way more.
yeah, you need
So,
a cheaper version, of course, yeah.
but I'm definitely like having this in my mind. Yes.
When now people watching and would like to have a like coaching, where do they reach you? On Instagram or email?
Best is, I mean, of course, Instagram, but like we were talking about this before, there is always a lot of trash coming together. So sometimes I don't see messages and stuff on Instagram, but there is an email address where people which have serious requests can anytime happily reach me. Sorry, I didn't.
What's your email address?
Oh, it's juliafurry89@gmail.com.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you need to do something because you can't. You see, you can't live from the sport like with the price.
No. That's what I'm. That's you're absolutely right. That's we have to be realistic about, and that's what I'm. Yeah, I'm working on right now. Because also, it's not just because of the money and stuff. It's because also I also have a life besides bodybuilding. I love bodybuilding and training, but I have so many interests and things which are in my mind besides it. So it's nice if you can take some of the ideas and work with it, of course. Like you are
I'm trying to use that time like that you're at home and can do nothing. Like I said,
yeah.
okay, like that's why I'm started pushing YouTube. Like I wanted to do that for so long time, I never did.
It's good that you're doing this because that's what a lot of people also talking about. These YouTube channels, they are sometimes really underestimated because it's really nice. I mean, for example, I mean, I know myself, sometimes when I'm doing cardio, for example, I'm searching stuff about bodybuilding or the sport on YouTube, and you don't find so much except of how these motivational channels. So it's nice if people are doing something for it. It's really nice.
I love to watch podcasts when I'm doing cardio. I watch more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Me too. It's like so, but you don't find so much.
When somebody,
Yeah,
I feel like, oh, that's the
yeah, yeah. Definitely, it's the same. So yeah, it's nice that you're pushing it.
So the last thing, what something that you want to give advice to people who want to start with bodybuilding, especially for girls? And what would be your biggest advice? Train hard or be whatever. What is the most important thing?
Well, my biggest advice is if you want to go into the sport, you just have to be, or you have to have in mind that it's not just glitter and nice bikinis and stuff. So it's pretty tough, especially when you go like for you know, all the stuff, like everyone wants to be pro. And like in my case, sometimes it takes years. So you just got to stick to it. And it's not just, oh, I'm going to the gym and I'm having a nice six pack. So you really have to be willing to work hard to become happy. If you're a person which is naturally lazy, or maybe it sounds weird, but it's not going to work and it's not going to make you happy. Like I said, a lot of people are ending up in depressions, eat disorders, etc., etc., etc. So you just have to be willing to work hard and also work sometimes against the oddities, because a lot of people will tell you it's stupid what you're doing. That's what you need to know. Like, that is not just the glitter and the funny stuff, like you said, that you see on stage. But if you are willing to work, go for it. It's a nice way, the training to for me it's like meditation, something, you know, like it's
For me,
and it's nice.
bodybuilding teach me like consistency is so.
Yes, and it's nice to sometimes just, you know, in these days we don't have to, you know, we can have everything anytime, whatever, blah blah blah. And it's just nice for me, the experience to go against your physical limits sometimes is really something which I feel like made me a better person. I mean, I think a lot of people think it sounds weird and stuff, but yeah.
I think too. I think bodybuilding,
yes,
for life.
It teaches you a lot about just also sticking to something and head down, just do it. And it brings you out of this comfort zone, which I think is really nice. So, yeah.
Thank you for taking time. I hope.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was really nice to get to talk to you. Hope to see you in Tampa then.
Yeah.
It would be really nice.
And to everybody else, when you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel. We try to entertain you guys in that situation. It's important that we see you guys want to see more. When you guys want to follow Julia, I'm going to put her information also under the video.
Thank you so much.
There's also time now for coaching, especially in that time.
Yeah.
And I wish you a great day and keep up your diet.
Well, thank you so much again, and have a great day too, and hopefully see you soon again.
Yes.
Take care. Bye.